Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Sunday, the first Sunday of Lent. You know, this time of the year is a time of purification and renewal, isn't it? Lent. Deacon Jonathan preached at several of the masses this weekend, and he was speaking about how many people have an interesting word for Lent. And it always gears to 40, because of the 40 days and the 40 nights in the desert that Jesus fasted and prayed, right? Well, in English, our word means springtime. It's a time of renewal. It's a time of being reinvigorated. But with renewal and reinvigoration, there's a little bit of work. There's a battle spiritually. So I don't want you to think that Lent is just about giving up chocolate. As you've been hearing me during these daily reflections, it really is serious, Lent. It's a serious moment in which we are praying more. And I don't know if you've made that commitment to pray more. It's a time in which we fast from things, not necessarily food and drink, although absolutely all of us can do without a little bit of food and a little bit of drink. And then what do we do with that savings of the money that we didn't eat? We're supposed to put it in a rice bowl. Have you ever heard of them? Operation Rice Bowl, or give it to St. Vincent de Paul. Or, of course, the Archdiocese is going through their Catholic Charity appeal right now. So you might think, maybe I'll give it to the Catholic Charities this year, because I really want to help people and people that don't have what I have. So when we give up something during Lent, the money that we would have spent on that is put into the almsgiving. But they're supposed to be all connected. Like, I'm supposed to be praying for that person too. So prayer, fasting, and the money I saved then goes to almsgiving. Do you see how it all connects one to the other? So that's a thought for all of us. And I say the intensity of Lent is so important because I want to have a better relationship with Jesus. So I want to work on my prayer life. I want to do some things a little bit differently. I want to meditate on the readings. I want to meditate on the Stations of the Cross. Hey, by the way, thank you for your comments about the Stations of the Cross. Many people liked what we did with the stations. We had some icy weather and we wanted to play it safe. So what we did is we put the stations virtually within the context of Eucharistic adoration. I don't know if you had a chance to view that, but please go on our YouTube channel and see what we did with Stations of the Cross, Eucharistic adoration, and benediction. All in one. All in one. It was quite nice, and we received several compliments about it. So thanks a lot for that. I'm glad you like it. And I'm glad you enjoy these reflections. So prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, they all work one to the other. Please don't try to separate them, okay? This period also is a period that we're having a battle with Satan, because we're trying to correct something that we don't want to go back to, whether it's pride or anger or envy or sloth. I don't know what capital sin, PC Legis, that you're struggling with, that I'm struggling with, and that we have to work on it, right? Well, that's going to be a little bit of battle. Don't be afraid. God's with you. God is with us, and He'll give us the grace we need to overcome this and to work on this. So when Easter comes, we're not going to go back to those old ways, right? This is also a time to pray for those who are preparing to receive the sacraments. So in every parish throughout the world, we have people who are part of what is called an RCIA. And what that means is the Rite of Christian Initiation of Adults. And so these people, most of them, are not baptized. So they might be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. And they're not baptized, but they want to be baptized. So they pray and they discern, and they read, they study, and they converse with the coordinator. At our parish is Deacon Don Nichols. And they're part of a process in allowing the Lord to speak to them and preparing them for the sacraments. So they're adults, right? So the entire church is asked to pray for those who are preparing to receive baptism as an adult, confirmation as an adult, and the reception of Holy Communion for the first time as an adult, all in the context of the Easter Vigil. So Lent is a great spiritual retreat for these people who are called the elect now that we're in the first Sunday of Lent. They used to be called the catechumens, but I don't know if you know this, on the first Sunday of Lent, all catechumens go through a rite in the church called the Rite of Election, and they are called by the church to come forward and now prepare intensely for the Easter sacraments of baptism, confirmation, and Holy Eucharist. And so today, Mercedes in our parish, through the beautiful prayers of the church and through Father Keen, he was the celebrant and homilist at the 10:30 Mass today, and Mercedes, a catechumen, has become now part of the elect of God, who is now preparing intensely for baptism, confirmation, and Holy Communion at the Easter Vigil. Isn't that beautiful? Well, during this time, she will be praying more intently, and she will be on a retreat, so to speak, like all of us are. And then the Gospels for the third, fourth, and fifth Sundays are times of meditation for her. Do you know why? Because the Gospel for the third Sunday of Lent in Cycle A is about baptism. The fourth Sunday of Lent, it's about confirmation. And the fifth Sunday of Lent, it's about Holy Communion. See, in Cycle A, the third week, the fourth week, and the fifth week of Lent, those Gospels pertain to the woman at the well, baptism, foreshadowing, the man born blind, the illumination of the Holy Spirit, confirmation, and the fifth Sunday of Lent, Cycle A, the raising of Lazarus, because we receive the risen body of Jesus. The third, fourth, and fifth Sundays of Lent in Cycle A readings are about the woman at the well, the man born blind, and the raising of Lazarus. They're all meditative gospel passages for the elect to reflect upon their approaching sacraments of initiation, of baptism, confirmation, and Holy Communion. Isn't that beautiful? It's something that you and I can reflect upon. Now, as you probably already know this, there are 3 cycles of Sunday readings: Cycle A, Cycle B, and Cycle C. Well, we're not in Cycle A this year. We're really in Cycle B. But at the 10:30 Mass, we'll read Cycle A's readings for the person who is going to be receiving a special blessing at those masses. But it's always nice to talk about these things because I think it's good for us to understand how are we to participate in the elect being brought to full communion with us as far as baptism, confirmation, and Eucharist. Well, I think that's a very good question because the entire parish should be engaged in prayer for these individuals. Now, at St. Mary's, we do have one, Mercedes, that we're praying for and that as a community we support. It's very important. It's not like she's like, okay, she's a person getting baptized at the Easter Vigil. That's nice. No, it's more of like, because we're a family of faith, we support and pray for people. Just like on Saturday, which was yesterday, we had some of our young parishioners receive the Sacrament of Reconciliation. We're praying for them. We're supporting them. We're congratulating them. It's not like, okay, you guys do this, but I'm a Sunday Catholic. No, we're a community of faith. So today's readings are another beautiful example of the journey of Lent. Talking about, of course, Noah and the ark. Remember that reading? The Noah and the ark is very symbolic of, the flood, very symbolic of baptism. It foreshadows that regeneration in all of us, because that was a regeneration, right? So the ark that was built by Noah in the desert, preparing for the flood. We're preparing now, because this is a desert right now, because we're in battle with Satan. So we're in a spiritual place right now that is not so comfortable, because a desert is not comfortable. But we have to be equipped with those sacramental and spiritual gifts that we take advantage of to face the enemy. And one of those beautiful gifts that we take advantage of is our baptism. Because the flood foreshadows baptism, because the flood also helps us understand regeneration. And so what does baptism do? We're born again. There's a regeneration there. Do you see that symbolic gesture here? Even the Israelites leaving Egypt, remember they were oppressed by Pharaoh and the Egyptians? Horrible. But Moses led them out of Egypt. And remember the Red Sea? It was like a wall, the waters. So they went through. This whole imagery of water, the whole imagery of water giving life is very important. This regeneration, this freedom as the children of God. Isn't that what baptism is? Making us children of God and brothers and sisters of the Lord. So another thought I want you to think about is that we are children of God. We're sons and daughters of God. So is Jesus. But because we are adopted sons and daughters of God through baptism, how did you and I become a child of God? A son or a daughter of God? Through baptism. Baptism made us the adopted sons and daughters of God. We were brought into life because of those waters of baptism. Therefore, we're a brother and a sister to Jesus. We're brothers and sisters of the Lord. Do you see these words that we speak about often, how they make a connection? When we go into church, we place our hand in a holy water font and we bless ourselves because I want to know who I belong to. I identify my relationship to God as his son and daughter because I'm an adopted child of God through baptism. And therefore I'm a brother or sister of the Lord Jesus. And I place the cross over my body, symbolic that I died to sin and I am born again through his resurrection and his rising. And that's what baptism teaches me. Baptism teaches me all that. I mean, I think it comes so natural, we just do it. But there should be a discussion of what we believe. What does the church believe about all of this? And it's good for us to stop and think about it and to understand it better. Okay? So today, on this first Sunday of Lent, we are in the desert, in battle, and we need the necessary weapons of self-restraint and to combat the enticements of the devil. Prayer, fasting, almsgiving is very, very important. Very important. So I want to thank you for joining me, and I want to just put a word that we're having our fish fry on Friday, this coming Friday, so it'll be the first one. And, the team is all ready. You saw in the bulletin today, and I don't know if you picked up a bulletin or you guys at home, go onto our website. Do you check out our website? They do a nice job. There's a lot of people that work very hard on just social media for us, plus the hard copy of a bulletin. Plus, we're grateful for Susan being a graphic designer and doing all that. I was telling Deacon Jonathan, what parish has a graphic designer? Not many. So we're grateful for her and all her work and the team she pulls together. She pulls a lot of people together. And I just want you to know that please come out to the fish fry. I know it's curbside and go, so you can do it either way. You could pre-order, and the men will bring you around to the bus loop if you pre-ordered. But if you didn't, don't even worry about it. Just go right to parking lot A. I always say the annex side, parking lot A, which is right, the big one, not the one by the pond. That's parking lot B. But parking lot A is by the annex. Just go there, they'll park you, and you just wait, and then someone will come out to you and take your order. They'll go back and put their order in, and they'll give you the food. Okay, you pay right there as well. So you might want to get that paper out and find out what you're going to have that night. And then get the money ready. This way the speed time would be quicker. You know what I mean? Because if you have everything ready, you can give it to them when they come out for you, the waiter or waitress, and you could have all that done. They'll process it in the hall, and then they'll bring your order out. And you can then just leave campus and go home and enjoy your Lenten fish fry dinner on Friday. So we're doing it 5 Fridays of Lent, beginning this Friday. So the last Friday of February to the last Friday of March, right? So that's nice. A lot of parishes are doing this, and my friends are telling me that it's a very huge success because many people think it's a nice idea that we're still doing fish fry even though we're not in person. So we're still doing it. And then what else is nice is that a lot of our waiters and waitresses are high school people from the local Catholic high school, Pope John Paul II in Royersford or Upper Providence Township. They are because they need service hours. So it's nice, isn't it, that a community is coming together. I hope, please God, that we sell out this Friday. So I hope we could sell 150 meals. So, because, the parking lot from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So you just keep on coming in. And then we'll fill the orders and we'll have them ready for you, okay? So thank you very much I just wanted to throw that little commercial out. And I don't have it with me here, Susan, but the calendars are done, right?
Yes.
So you did another great job, Susan, as always, with the calendar. And Hank Fox and the Fox Group did a wonderful job with the printing. All of our advertisers and our sponsors, Susan, wonderful. All the parishioners sent us pictures of their property or vacation spots. I don't know how you did that, Susan. You had to choose what went where. But you did a great job as always, and thank you everybody for even buying a number. We had 1,000 numbers to sell. Guess what? We're sold out. We're taking phone calls, right? And we have to refuse people numbers. I'm sorry. In the words of Suzette Moyer, we're going to be selling out next year so quick. So make sure when we announce things, you get right on the bandwagon. You know why? Because here at St. Mary's, we do things very well. I mean, we're not going to put out a product that is not good for you. We're not going to waste your time because your time is valuable. We want to make sure that whatever we do is to a quality that you expect and deserve. And we want to show you our love and our appreciation by putting out good products. So the calendar, all the numbers are sold out. We have 99% of our sponsors, and if you want to give us a donation for the sponsorship, that is perfectly fine, and we'll accept that. Just it goes to our total goal, and we're just blessed with the amount of faith that people come to. They're coming back for in-person church, in-person mass. So Dennis Robinson and his team of ushers, wonderful. Peggy Henson and her team that take care of the sacristy. Mary Farrell, Mary Khalil, who coordinates a lot of things with the people who do our linens. There's just a whole team that is we're surrounded with love. So many people that make this place a wonderful place. So I'm grateful for all of you. So there are the upcoming things that I just want you to be aware of. Of course, the beautiful calendar club or Lucky Lottery Derby. And of course, our fish fry dinners, curbside and go, beginning this coming Friday, which is a beautiful thing. And then we are going to be doing Easter candy, and I think usually Palm Sunday, Susan, will be the day for the Easter candy. So our crew is beginning to get that together. So I want to throw that on your radar, Easter candy sale. Now we're going to have it outside under a tent. Or if it's inclement weather, we'll be inside on one side of the vestibule. If you want to buy candy, Easter candy that is, and the other side is for those who are just going to be leaving church. So, we want to try to make sure everything is COVID friendly. And Dennis Robinson, who is our head usher, who does a absolutely phenomenal job, will coordinate that to make sure that that traffic flows wonderfully. So I just want to throw that onto your mind about the Easter candy, and that usually happens, Susan, I said Palm Sunday,
it's
right?
Palm Sunday.
So that'll be very nice, and we'll have that rack set up in the back of the church if it's inclement weather. We're hoping to go outside under a tent in open air. So we'll see what happens this Palm Sunday, what we're going to do. But I just want to give you all that kind of information and love, and don't forget about Stations of the Cross on Fridays of Lent in person. We didn't do it Friday because of the icy conditions. We just didn't want people to come out. But normally it's church, it's in person, Stations of the Cross and Benediction, Fridays at 1:30 and again at 7. 1:30 and 7 on Fridays of Lent, Stations of the Cross and Eucharistic Benediction. Okay? Have a blessed Sunday, everybody. Bye-bye.